Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to meet you all tonight. It's remarkable that without traveling, we can meet together tonight. As we are told, this evening we will have good time of pause and pondering to reflect upon the last 1 year, or for some of you, last 1.5 years, when we have gone through many difficult experiences and many questions. When I was listening to that music just now, my heart was deeply moved and my mind started to ask questions. Maybe some of you, or all of you, have had heart-searching questions. As a Christian, as a member of God's family, God's people, what does it mean for us to live under this pandemic situation? And what does it mean for us to believe in God, who is a creator, almighty and loving God? So tonight, we hope we can start to reflect upon basic or important questions. And I have prepared some of these questions for you to guide your reflection. And these questions are not easy to answer, I know. So tonight, I hope it will be a good start as we are approaching to the end of this year and expecting for the new year. So tonight we have two main parts in this webinar. First part is personal individual reflection guided by some questions. And second part is to have sharing in breakout small group. This sharing is not time to discuss, but just listen to each other. Our findings, our still uncertainties, doubts, or questions, we listen to each other so that this sharing may help us to continue to ask ourselves and ask God to find meaning and answers to our questions. And we have quite limited time in a way. We have only 30 minutes to reflect upon several questions. I tried to go along with you, and there are 8 questions. We will divide 8 questions into 4 sections. First, we start asking ourselves first and second questions. What have I found or gained, tangible and intangible? And second question is, what have I lost or was taken away from me? Tangible, something you can see or touch, or you cannot see. But anyway, in the last 1 year, having gone through the pandemic individually and also as a member of society, country, and this world, we have found something, or even gained or given something because of pandemic. I started with this positive side, but for some of you, may be difficult. Then you can start from question number 2. What have I lost or was taken away from me? In our life, always two sides. One is positive, one is negative. Because I have lost something, I can find something like this. So first, maybe 10 minutes we'll spend on these two questions. So from now is about, from now 8 to 10 minutes. If you cannot find answers, it's okay. The important thing is to ask these questions to yourself and wait for the answer from your heart. Yeah, we are still learning how to use this device. So the first two questions, I hope you have found some answers. For me, I have found what is necessary for me at this moment. Jesus said, a few things are needed, or only one. I was forced to find what is needed for me now. And I have found tentatively one thing needed for me to continue to live, to continue to believe in God and live with God. But anyway, you have found some answers to these questions. If you haven't, it's okay. You continue to think about these two questions. Can we move slowly to the third and fourth questions? The number 3, what has emerged or become apparent to me, become clear? Before this period, pandemic, something I could not see clearly, but now I can see. Or something is emerging, happening, and becoming clearer and clearer, or larger and larger. Again, to me, your subjective experience. And number 4, what has been most difficult or challenging or painful, hurting to me? I'm sure during this period, you feel challenged with something not easy. You have never faced this kind of challenges. And something you felt deep pain for the people or the situation. So shall we spend about 8 minutes to ask these two questions to ourselves and wait for the answer from our heart. If something comes to your mind or heart, just write down your answer. These answers could be tentative. It's okay. Shall we move slowly to the third section? That is question number 5 and 6. What have I learned? What has bothered me most among the questions from within or from without? From within means questions you have. You ask yourself. Questions spring up from your mind and heart, facing the reality of this world, of your country, of your society, of your church. Some questions trouble you. Or some people challenge us, knowing that we are Christians, we are believers in God, who is a creator and loving creator. They may have asked you some difficult questions. So, what has troubled me or bothered me most among the questions from yourself or from other people around you? Shall we move to the last part of questions? Number 7. The last 1.5 years is a time of something to me. You can find one word or one phrase to complete this sentence. Just try. Later you can change it if you find other way of description of this period. The last 1.5 years is a time of one word or one phrase which summarize your experience, your thought, your prayer. If you cannot find one word or one phrase now, it's okay. Just put question mark for the time being. Finally, number 8. Having looked at my answers, from question 1 to 7, can I see any promise and warning for my days ahead for the coming new year? From your own answers, any promise for the future or warning for the days to come? As I said in the beginning, I hope you will continue to reflect on your experience of the last 1.5 years, guided by these questions. finding answers is not a goal. To keep reflecting, and from this reflection, maybe your prayer will be changed. You may ask questions to God. You may search the answers from God, that is, from His Word. New way of reading the scripture, new way of prayer to God. And you share these prayers, these questions with brothers and sisters in the Lord. So we are going to have breakout sharing according to the language. And what to share is not all the answers, but just choose one or two answers which you feel or you think very important to you. Okay? So I hope you had good time of sharing your answers. May I suggest to you that you will use these kind of questions, or you make your own guiding questions, and to have sharing in your campus group or in your fellowship group, just to share together. It may be a great encouragement for some of you. The background, the virtual background of my screen, I hope you can see. This is the picture taken at sunset. You can see the black shadow, dark shadow of tree against sunset. This is a symbol of end of year, at the same time, end time. The night or darkness will be coming soon. That's a night of tears, or night with tears. We have been experiencing many tears, or our heart was broken with sorrow, with uncertainty. But this is a reality of this world at this time. We are living in the end time when we experience a lot of tears. But that is not the end. I have prepared another virtual background picture. Let me show you. Can you see? This is not sunset, but this is dawn. The promise of morning, new day. This is a symbol of morning with joy and hope. For the time being, we may experience night with tears, but we can expect, we can wait for the morning with joy. this is a time of crisis. It means that it's a time of challenge and opportunity to live out our hope as a people of God. Hope in what? Hope based on what? This is a challenge. When I listened to the music in the beginning, I felt that is a good beginning and good conclusion of this webinar. So while you are having breakout sharing, I asked Lisman to prepare to play that music again, especially the word written by Dietrich Bonhoeffer. He lived in the darkest time of his country, and he went through the darkness with tears, sorrow, but with full of hope. The main message I felt when I was listening for the first time, I didn't know about this song, about this music, but first time I listened, the main theme is God is with us. The Emmanuel. So it's very appropriate at this time of Advent and the same time at this time of crisis. By the way, I didn't join any group, breakup group, so I share with you my concluding sentence. The last 1.5 years is a time of waking up to me. Actually, I wrote 3 words, 3 things. Waking up to me. Second one is no more illusion. Third one, a challenge for solidarity. I couldn't choose one out of 3. So I wrote, I keep these 3. A very meaningful time. Okay, so as a conclusion of this webinar, shall we listen to that music again and especially pay attention to the lyric words? Thank you.